One of the number one things that are unseen in any transaction is the other buyer's personality. No one really knows what the other buyer's personality is like. You don't know if they are negotiating tough. You don't know if they are in a situation where they have a ton of buyer's remorse. One of the keys to keeping deals together is being able to work with all sorts of different personalities. On this one transaction, I had a buyer's agent call me up and say, "Dave, my client is canceling the transaction." First key to success, always find out why. So we asked them why. And the buyer's agent said to me, "Dave, I don't know." Well, we got a problem there. And this happens more often than you would think or you would expect. But the other agent really doesn't know why they're canceling. So we have to kind of help encourage that agent to find out. In this particular deal, the agent just said to me, "Dave, I just don't know." So what we did is we convinced that agent to bring their buyer back to the property and meet me there so that we could find out why they were canceling. So they show up at the property, we walk them through the property, and the number one thing that we do with buyers that are having remorse is that first we validate them. So we walked them through the property, and any sort of concern that they have, we validated them. There's a proper sequence in how we validate them with how they're feeling and the reason why they're feeling that way. But we walked them through the property, we validated them the entire time. When we got outside of the property, the buyer felt so good that they looked at their agent and they looked at each other and they said, "Okay, we'll buy the property." We didn't have to do anything. We didn't have to give them any money. We didn't have to fix any repairs. The only thing that was necessary in order to save the deal on this one was we validated them. Now, I had another instance where I had to convince the agent to let me meet them at the property because they also were canceling the deal. On this particular one, we validated them, but at the end of validating them, they did not want to buy the property. So in that situation, what we do is the second step. We isolate the concern. So many times when people are buying a property and they have a lot of different emotions, they might just need to be validated to continue forward with the purchase. Or second, they need help with the process of going through their emotions and isolating a concern. And so many times what happens in this situation is the buyer will kind of throw up on you. They'll say, "Well, I don't like the property because I didn't like the yard, I didn't like the kitchen, I didn't like the bathroom, and it had too many repairs," right? Many times they'll say, "I had too many repairs." How we isolate their concern is we go step by step. So, Mr. Buyer, I understand in this situation, you did not like how the house was being vented. So if we vent the house properly, how you would like it vented, would you buy the house? Now at that stage, we're isolating the concern. And they either say, "Yes, I would," or "No, I wouldn't." In this instance, they said, "No, I really need this other thing to happen." So then we went to the next step. So, Mr. Buyer, if the microwave was fixed and the venting to your house was the way you like it, now would you purchase the home? In this instance, the buyer was still emotionally stressed. And they said, "Well, I had to fly out here to look at these issues. And if there weren't these issues, I wouldn't have had to spend the $200 plane ticket." So at that point, we said, "Okay, so if we gave you a $200 plane ticket, we do this and we do this, would you buy the house?" Well, this buyer, after going through these steps, realized that they were being emotional. They realized they didn't really have a really good reason to not purchase the home. And so they eventually did buy the house due to the vent and due to the microwave. And they knew it was ridiculous to ask us to pay for their plane ticket, so they didn't even ask us to pay. So these are the steps that we have to go through in helping buyers overcome obstacles, usually emotional obstacles, in purchasing a home. Now, when you encounter these objections, there's a couple things that you need. You need a lot of experience with a lot of people. You have to have a lot of experience with a lot of home sales so that you can, because none of these buyers have the same objections or none of these transactions are the same. But what I can promise you is when you work with us, we know the principles of helping overcome objections. And that's what's getting us to 88% of our listings sold last year, higher than any other top producer in the area, is because we have experience in handling all these objections. And a lot of these real estate agents that are representing their buyers, they didn't know how to do it, but we're willing to step in and help save the deal. So when you work with us, we are going to help you overcome a lot of obstacles that are going to pop up in the middle of the transaction. A lot of them that you won't be able to predict that are going to happen. I'm excited to talk to you. So be sure to give us a call at 801-966-4000 or go to our website, goberealty.com. And I look forward to talking to you.